Hi, I'm Pat Murphy-Racy, Sony Artisan of Imagery. I'm here to talk to you today about the flash that I use most often on my Alpha 1s and my A7 IV and whatever else I got floating around. Those of us that do a lot of event photography, weddings, photojournalism, we use a flash all the time, and it's really important part of our kit. And I have been using this flash for quite some time. This is the Westcott FJ80. It works out great. There's kind of just one sort of drawback with it, in that while I don't really use a flash on the camera too much, if I want to, if I put this flash directly on the top of any Sony camera, I lose a lot of the capabilities because it doesn't have all the special feeler things that go in and hit the multi-interface shoe. So you have to use this adapter thing, which is plastic. And all of a sudden, this is really tall and big, and the weakest point is this plastic adapter. Now, Westcott's had a number of repairs because they break, they have to replace them a lot, and so it's been kind of a drag. Same thing on their quote-unquote universal remote. It's got the same foot on the bottom. So you have to use this adapter thing, which is a pain. You know, why would you want to use that when you don't have to? And so good news for Sony users. Basically, they put out new stuff. And number one, this is the new FJ80 Mark II S. It says S because it has our hot shoe on the bottom. So it now directly attaches to the camera, which is like sweet. And again, I don't do on-camera flash hardly ever, but it's nice to be able to do it if I want to bounce off the ceiling or something like that. The flash itself is really, really redone. The whole thing has been completely redone. The battery is much smaller. It's just this big. It's very light. It came with a new charger. And I want to give you a kind of a tip on that. This is the new battery charger. It's got a 4-level, 25, 50, 75, 100%, and it's USB-C, as everything is now. But when I first got it out of the box, I had a little Apple power block sitting there. So I used the cord that came with it, and I plugged it in, and really nothing happened after like 8 hours. It wouldn't charge the battery. These old power blocks for cell phones they don't have enough juice in them. So you really have to use the one that comes with it. So the good news is you get the cord and you get the charging block with the flash when you buy it. So you've got to use this or a larger, capacity or a larger amperage charging unit. It charges really fast, like everything does on USB-C, which is awesome. You can plug it right in the back of your Mac laptop if you want to. So that's great. But they didn't just stop there. They also redid the trigger. So now we have a brand new trigger, FJ-X3S. And of course, S stands for Sony. And you can just take the little protective thing off the bottom and off you go right into the top of any Sony camera. So this is such a great sort of advancement. And it really shows that Westcott, like many companies, is realizing that professionals are using their gear, and a lot of professionals these days are using Sony. And many, many people are still switching to Sony from the big two and other places too. So it's really great all the way around that we have this now proprietary, specific to Sony flash and trigger. And I want to remind you that the FJ80II is the product that I use the least amount that's made by Westcott. I use the FJ200 a lot, but my primary strobe is the FJ400. Those things are wicked cool. I've got 10 of them at this point. I love those lights. They're very powerful. They put out tons of light. The battery lasts forever. I'm just really enamored with the whole system, and that I can use one trigger to control all this stuff. All three of those lights is really great. And of course, this trigger is backwards compatible with everything else that Westcott's made in the past too, so you're good to go there. Everybody knows there's tons of options out there for electronic flash for whatever camera you use. The thing I love about Westcott is their local US support. You can call an 800 number, you can call their number in Toledo, Ohio. You can actually mail something to them or FedEx something to them for repair. They'll send it back to you fixed. Their support is overwhelming. So it's the opposite of that GD brand, if you know what I'm talking about. So really give Westcott a shot if you're not already using them already. Hope this has been helpful to you. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'm happy to introduce myself to you further. I'm happy to answer questions if I know the answer. And the people that read the comments often know more than I do. So feel free, if you have the answer to someone else's question, jump right in and help them out, because that's what the internet really is supposed to be for. Thanks so much for watching on Sony Artisan Pat Murphy Racy, saying see you later.